Mr. Alvin Koch is the CEO and founder of Lead Kings, a digital marketing agency specializing in social selling, training, and consulting company that helps businesses all size leverage social and digital marketing strategies to increase their traffic, lead generation, and sales with expertise in Facebook advertising. He has consulted with Fortune 500 organizations like Oracle, Eli Lilly, Essendant, BB&T, and NBC Universal Comcast. Rolvin is a Rise and Grit VIP ambassador to Damon John, best known as the founder, president, and CEO of FUBU, and appears as an investor on the ABC reality television series with Shark Tank. Rolvin sits on the Design Thinking Advisory Board at Rutgers University Center for Innovation Education. He is also the host of the popular iTunes podcast, Adventures in Life Design, where he interviews and deconstructs the practical and mental success, routines, and strategies of today's modern thought leaders, celebrities, and digital lifestyle entrepreneurs about their journey to success, which motivates and empower aspiring millennial entrepreneurs on how to create a digital lifestyle business. You can start your
So happy to be a
presentation.
part of this event, and so let's jump right in. I know I don't have much time, but I'm excited to be here. So today I'm going to be talking about the psychology of Facebook advertising, how to create better ads, pay less per click, and drive more traffic, relevant traffic to your with Facebook advertising. So can everyone see my screen? I just want to make sure before I start going into the topic. Okay, awesome. Okay, so a little bit about myself. My name is Rolvin Koch, like you already heard. I live in New Jersey, about 15 minutes from New York City. And this is information you've already heard, but I'm the founder of Lead Kings Digital Marketing, which is a boutique digital marketing agency that works with small businesses to help them generate leads utilizing Facebook advertising. I've worked with a ton of Fortune 500 companies as a business analyst, a QA analyst, working in the digital marketing channel. And actually, I've been a digital marketing practitioner for 7 years following the Great Recession of 2009 as a way to generate passive income. So I've actually been doing this to create side businesses as well. As you know, I work as I'm actually on the board of Rutgers University Design Thinking, and you've heard I work with Damon John as a brand ambassador, who is famous for being on Shark Tank. I'm also the author of the best-selling book Finding Clarity, and again the podcast host of Adventures in Life Design. So did that. So here's what you're going to learn today. Today we're going to talk about the truth about Facebook and why they need you, the key to lowering your ad spend, elements of a compelling offer when you're creating any type of offer on Facebook, and why demographics is no longer enough when you're creating ads, who your ideal customers are, and the 8 pillars of ad targeting, how to find the best performing ads, and the split test equation. And the last thing we're going to talk about is how to get even cheaper leads after they leave your landing page without opting in. So here's the truth about Facebook. Facebook has over 2.07 billion users on Facebook. And right now they have 1.15 billion active mobile users, which is phenomenal. They have 1.37 billion people that actually log into this platform every single day. So that's amazing. So if you are looking for customers, look no further. Facebook has over half of the world is on Facebook, almost half. So like I said, they're most likely on Facebook socializing if you're looking for customers. But Facebook is no longer just a social networking website. When I was in college back in 2004, it was called the Facebook, and I was so excited to get on there, one of the first users. And it's just to see the evolution of Facebook, it's just been phenomenal. But it's no longer just a social networking site. Facebook is a very big business. They're not just a business; they're a very big business. And what do all businesses want? Well, they want more money. um, According to Fortune magazine, 98% of Facebook's revenue came from advertising in the first quarter of 2017. That's amazing. 98% of all the money that Facebook makes came from advertisers advertising on their platform. So what does that mean? If you don't create ads, Facebook doesn't make money. So this is what I want you to understand this. If you are trying to market on Facebook, you just kind of need to understand the dynamics of the relationship that you have. It's just like any other relationship. If you're in a relationship, you need to understand what the other person wants and what they need. And once you understand what they need, then you're able to make a harmonious relationship. So as an advertiser, understand that if they don't make money from you selling ads, they don't make money. So Facebook wants you to be successful as an advertiser on their platform. Why? So like I said, because when you make money with Facebook advertising, they make money. Well, at least they make money. Sometimes you don't make money, but we're going to get into that, try to figure out how do we solve that problem. And when you make money, when you do make the money, Facebook rewards you. And what do I mean by that? Again, you need to understand the dynamics of the relationship. That's why I said this is the psychology. You need to understand how this big business thinks. Facebook will reward you with cheaper ads, and this gives you a higher return on investment. So if you are creating ads that are fantastic, Facebook says, you know what, we like this person because they know what they're doing. They're creating ads that people actually like. But so your ads not only get a your ads need to be highly engaging and relevant to your audience, right? So that's how you create ads that actually make money. If people are, again, why? If people ignore your ads and they don't click on the ads when they see your advertisements, then Facebook doesn't make money. And if Facebook doesn't make money, you know what happens? They charge you a higher rate. So just think about that for a second. There are people out there that create ads and they put them out there, but they don't necessarily, generate leads, or they may generate leads, or people are seeing them if they are set up for pay per million or pay per thousand, and people may actually see the ads, but they may not be relevant to that audience. People may not click through. So what I'm saying is, if people don't click on those ads and they just ignore them, and they see them on their phone or they're on their desktop, they see them and they don't click on these ads, Facebook is not making money. And guess what? They raise the price on your ads. So if they are relevant and people are clicking on them, Facebook will lower your score, because guess what? They are showing an ad that is making them money, and they want to make more money, and they want to continue to show your ad. So your job is to make sure that when people are clicking on your ads, that they're relevant, and when they come to your landing page, they're actually converting so you can make some money. So the key is to create, like I said, relevant, engaging, and highly converting ads. So it's a win-win scenario for you and Facebook. So where do you start? Where do you start this process? So we talked about the psychology. We understand now how Facebook thinks about your advertising. We understand now how you should think about advertising when you're going in. Understand that, if I make a great ad and people start to click, I'm going to pay less. If I don't care about the ad, I just throw something up there, you're going to end up spending more money, and you're going to burn yourself out, burn your pockets. Okay, is this making sense? Can you guys still hear me? Give me a thumbs up if you're still with me. So we got a lot of people in the chat today. Let's keep this engaging. So everyone right where they are right now in the world, so we can keep this interesting. Like I said, I'm 15 minutes from New York City, so this is fantastic. I'm up. It's 7:26 in the morning here, so I want to see where everyone is. So where do you start? So ask yourself this: what do I have to offer? All right. Before you get on, will not overcome a weak offer, but in many cases, a strong offer will succeed in spite of weak copy written by marketing morons. So ultimately, what he's trying to say, that if you have a, did I lose looks like something popped up here on my screen. Can you guys still see my screen? Okay. So what Gary was trying to say is that if you have an amazing offer, it doesn't matter. Sometimes we're not good writers. Some people are not good writers, but they have an amazing offer. You may have seen an advertisement sometime, and wow, they had such an amazing deal. Even though they didn't necessarily market it correctly, you didn't really care. You just wanted it so badly. So that's what he said. Ultimately, if you have a good offer in place, you have more chances of creating an ad that actually pays off. Because just think about that, right? So what what makes a strong offer? Because I just said that Gary said that's one of the most important things is having a very strong offer. Not only what is the product or the service that you're going to offer, but what makes it strong in terms of presenting it to your audience. Well, there's three components of a strong and or compelling offer. So the first thing you want to think about when you are putting an offer out there is that when you are presenting it to people and they see whatever it is that you're selling or you're promoting, make sure that it has these three things. That make sure that it has risk reversal. So that means that when people see your ad, that they have a sense of security. Maybe they don't know you, they never met you before, and they're not sure if this is something that they actually want. Well, a risk reversal, when you put that in your ad, it kind of reduces that fear of loss. So basically, they see something like a money back guarantee after 30 days, or a free 7 to 14-day trial if you have a website or a course or something that they need to purchase. If someone knows, like, well, I don't know this guy, I don't know the product, I'm not sure who this company is, but I see that it's not a big risk because I know I can get my money back after 30 days, so I can try it out and I can feel safe. Or, I know I can try it out at least for 14 days for free and cancel it if I don't want to move forward with it. So, you ever seen a product or, a website or something that you want to purchase and they said no money back, and you instantly think, well, this is a high risk because I don't know if I'll like it. Okay, so that's one thing you're going to make sure that you have. The next thing is you want to make sure that you add bonuses if you can. Some, obviously, it depends on what it is that you're promoting, what product that you have, or what service or whatever it is. But make sure if you can throw a bonus in there. If for a lot of info marketers, you see that they do a lot of joint ventures with other marketers, they may throw other bonuses in there. You might sign up for a website, and next thing you know, you get a free bonus to some other type of package that will give you even more information. So they're adding more value to you. So the person feels like, oh wow, I got even more value than I anticipated. Guess what? Every human being likes to get more than what they bargained for. So that's important. The next thing you want to do is make sure that you have a sense of urgency or scarcity kind of built in. So you want to make sure that when people see your offer, that they feel, well, this may not last long and it looks like an amazing deal. So I want to make sure that I actually get it now before it's too late. So let's take a look at some examples of that. So first of all, we're all familiar with Amazon. They're a huge global company. They're taking over the world right now. I'm sure you guys are experiencing this phenomenon. So Amazon, look at this. This is for their Amazon Prime. And you can see here that they are utilizing this urgency right here. I mean, you can see that they have cancel at any time, right? So wow, they have a reversal right here. So you feel like, oh well, I can cancel this at any time. I'm not going to be locked in. So people are like, okay, good, I feel safe. It's free for 30 days. Wow, it's free for 30 days. So again, that's like a bonus. I feel like, well, if I sign up for this thing, I can try it out. I can get a ton of value, but I didn't even pay for it. And when I get to 29 days or 30 days, I can actually cancel it. And even if after 60 days I can cancel this thing and I don't have to feel like I'm locked into something. Think about that when you're creating your advertisements or any type of marketing activities that you're doing on Facebook. And like I said, you can do it anywhere, even if you're not marketing on Facebook. These are key components of creating a compelling offer. Look at Target. Target is a huge company here in the United States, kind of like a Walmart, but maybe 1/4 the size. They're nothing like Walmart. But Target, for example, look how they're utilizing this urgency in this bonus example. So here it is. Look, in this hashtag, Target says Target Run Day. So automatically you're thinking, oh, run, because they already put that word into your mind. You're thinking, wow, I need to take action. So there's already this scarcity that you need to run before it's too late because you don't want to miss out. They already built that urgency in. Another thing they've done here, it says Sunday, August 28th only. So wow, you're like, only, wow, it's only one day. I need to make sure that that I take advantage of this opportunity to save an extra 10%. So extra is a bonus. You're thinking, oh wow, so this thing might already be 40% off, but they're going to give me an extra 10% off on top of that. This is a great deal. So not only are they, is it, created the sense of urgency, and I had to run to get this deal. They're giving me 1 day to do it, and I'm going to save an extra 10% off. This is an irresistible offer. So automatically you create that emotion in the person that's looking at it, and if they resonate with these images over here, because again, they're creating this emotional connection between people that are familiar with Barbie, people that like Tide, people that like video games, people that love to eat Doritos. So they're targeting a lot of different emotions and people in this advertisement. So this is an excellent ad. Okay, so since we're clear on the offer now, let's move on to who exactly are you making an offer to. So Gary said that if your copywriting wasn't necessarily the best, at least if you had a good offer. So think about what it is that you have that you want to offer to the world, and think about now implementing those three compelling components into your offer. But now, and you should probably do this first, but the offer is so important. Who are you making that offer to? And what do I mean by that? Like, before you create an ad, it's actually a good idea to define your ideal clients. So this is going to be key when you start to drill down into Facebook advertising. Like I said, I want you to understand the psychology behind it, because anyone can just rush onto a platform, create an ad. No one's stopping you from doing that. There's so many people that say, or clients that I talk to that say, you know what, I've done Facebook advertising on my own. I haven't gotten the results that I necessarily wanted because they didn't understand how Facebook worked. They don't understand how ads work. They don't understand concepts like the ideal client. So before you go in there, you need to think about your target audience, right? Think about that person. So an exercise that I like to take people through, even when I'm working one-on-one with I have coaching as well. I coach people on digital strategy. So one of the things that I take them through is writing out your ideal client. So think about if you were to think about your client as one particular person, right? And kind of walk through a process of creating an avatar for that person. Like, what's that person's name? What do they like to eat? Where do they like to shop? What are their goals and their values? What challenges and pain points do they have? You have to really understand the mindset of the actual person that you're looking to target, because this is going to help you when it becomes time to start building that advertisement or that campaign in Facebook. So if you do this up front and you know who your clients are, and you define them up front, when it starts getting time to dig down into these ads, you're gonna have a good time. So, some questions you can ask about who are your typical customers? How old are they? Is it a male or female? Obviously, you may be targeting, a wide range of people, but ideally, who is that one person? If you had to say the one person that I'm trying to target, who are they? Is it a male or a female? Because again, that might help in the colors, or you might be targeting both, but you may do a split test on the type of images and the colors, because obviously male and female and different age brackets appeal to different things. And we'll talk about split testing in a minute. So here's some questions that you can ask yourself. Describe the ideal customer's likes and their dislikes. Again, it gets into more of the mindset, not only the demographics. The demographics, are not necessarily everything. So this is going to make, like I said, your time much easier when it comes time to create great ads on Facebook. So now it's time to select your ad image. So here's some things that you should know. This is a great deal. If anyone that has advertised with Facebook in the past will know that in the past, having an image that had more than 20% of text that took over the ad image or comprised 20%, Facebook would automatically reject that image because they said it was too much text on that image. Well, they have recently removed that rule, so a lot of people are celebrating, but there's still some guidelines that Facebook wants you to follow. So under their new guidelines, yes, it's okay to have text, but remember this: that if you do run a campaign, that the text, image text, will still reach a lower audience. So they kind of cap and limit the amount of people that they will show your ad to if you have too much text in it. Also, again, your ads reach may be much lower, and it may not even run. It depends. So you got to be careful with it. Obviously, like I said, what do they want to do? Facebook wants to make more money. So maybe the company said, you know what? If people want to put 30% text on their images, it doesn't bother us. People are still clicking on it. Obviously, it's not best practice, but maybe we'll make another 10% on ad spend by people doing it. So they opened up the gateway. So we'll see how it works out. But make sure when you're creating your ads, try to still keep it within that 20%. Don't put too much text on your ad images. Okay. Here's some other things. So we talked about the text image percentage. Here's some exceptions to that rule. So when you create infographics, you post and you create a ad using infographics, Facebook actually doesn't count the text on infographics. Book covers and albums, they don't necessarily count that towards the 20%. Legal text, app screenshots, so text-based business calligraphy, they don't necessarily count those things. But on the other hand, they do count numbers. They do count text-based logos, watermarks, regardless of whether or not their usage is mandatory. So they do count these things. So this is a quick guideline for things that are exceptions to Facebook's rule. So now we're going to dive into Facebook ad targeting breakdown. So this is going to be important. So like I said, when we were talking about creating your ideal client, this is where it's going to come in handy for you, because ad targeting is actually broken down into 8 categories. Because we don't have too much time today, I'm going to keep it short, but here are the 8 categories. Custom audience, the location, the age and gender, demographics, interests, behaviors, more categories, and connections. So I'm going to go into about half of these so that you guys get an understanding of all the things that you can do when you create a Facebook ad. So this is actually phenomenal, because most people only touch maybe 20% of the targeting because it's right in their face, but they don't necessarily drill down. And like I said, the more specific that you can get with your targeting, the better, the cheaper your rate is going to be in terms of Facebook ad spend, because Facebook is happy when you know what you're doing. There's, like I said, there's 2 billion people on Facebook. So if you are trying to market to the entire world, although maybe you really are trying to reach 100,000 people, but you want Facebook to show your ad to 2 billion people, Facebook is not going to be happy. They're going to have a hard time showing your ad, or it's going to be really expensive for you, and you're going to blow your money because it's not going to be relevant to the other 1.9 billion people in the world that don't care about your ad. So what is a custom audience? These are groups that can be created based on your email list, phone numbers, app users, website retargeting. So what Facebook has done is given people the ability now to upload that information into Facebook, into the business manager, ad manager, and you can use that for targeting people. So for instance, if you already have a website and you've been collecting emails, let's say you use a platform like an Aweber or a MailChimp, I'm not sure, whatever provider that you use to get that information, you can now upload it into Facebook and create your own audience as opposed to just using their targeting tools. So this is a phenomenal way for you to actually lower your ad spend and be highly targeted, because you're advertising to people that have already they're familiar with you, so they're warm. And this is how you create a custom audience. What you would do is go into the ad manager and you would click on create audience. And you can see here that, I'm not sure if you can necessarily see the screen, but from here you can select if you want to create a custom file. So you can upload here, you can do web traffic, offline activity, engagement. They just added a few new areas here, but essentially you want to create a custom audience. You will click on customer file. So you can upload, that's where you can upload any type of CSV or Excel file and import that information into Facebook. Excellent tool. Right? The next thing you want to do when you are creating ads and you start to do your targeting, so like we talked about, where does your customer actually live? So let's say you own or let's say your agency, you're doing marketing for a local dentist. I work with dentists, I work with chiropractors, and sometimes we found out that dentists, their clients come from within a 10-mile radius. The customers don't come from 100 miles. So this is a great way to use location and geo-targeting, because I want to drill down. I say I want to advertise to people that are in a 10-mile radius who have maybe been in a car accident, hurt their backs, or been to a chiropractor in the last 2 years. This is a great way to do that. So you can see here, people can target based on their postal codes, zip codes, county, state, country, and I'm not sure I don't think this is available in all parts of the world, But this is one tool that is very helpful in terms of marketing, because if you do have it available, I would suggest you really take it seriously. Um, some people I see in the past, some clients said, "Oh yeah, I use location targeting, but we target the entire United States." But you're a dentist right here in my town, and people are not going to come from all over the country to come get their teeth cleaned. So it doesn't necessarily make sense. You want to keep that to a small area, highly targeted, so you can really get down to people that are actually going to drive in or come into your business. Or if you have any type of product or service, maybe you are trying to reach everyone in the world. Maybe you have a global conference like this one, and you're targeting everyone. You want people to see it in the United States, South America, and India, and so maybe you want that access, but then you want to make sure that you drill down to people that are interested in digital marketing and business, Facebook advertising, all those types of things. So it's really important. So again, we can drill down into age, gender, language. Here in the United States, maybe we have a big Spanish-speaking population. So sometimes we may split ads into English only or Spanish or Hindi even. In New Jersey, we have a huge Indian population. I'm near Edison, New Jersey. So sometimes we split our ads. Like I have a family conference that's coming up that I run with my wife. So we split ads into to relevant categories based on age and gender and language. Sometimes you can use that same ad and then just target a different language. Again, it's going to be really valuable doing that. So you can do that with your split testing. So demographic testing. So like we said before, this is an example of an ideal client. So this is a fake profile, but when you're thinking about your clients and you think about, okay, if I'm targeting someone, let's say you are a business coach and you are looking for people that want to change their jobs, right? And they're looking to start their own business. You know, that your ideal client is someone that maybe a vice president. She works for KPMG or something. She speaks multiple languages. She's married. Her education status is she has a master's degree. Her financial situation, she makes over 150,000 US, and she owns a home with 2 children. So when you can start to think like that, the type of content or ads that you're going to put out to that person that's going to be appealing to them. So you want to make sure that you can do that, and Facebook allows you to do that very well. So the next thing is their interest. We can now, a lot of people don't use this category, but the interest targeting is really interesting. So let's say we are targeting a different demographic now. Maybe we want to, now Facebook owns Instagram, so your ads can be shown on Instagram at the same time. On Instagram is a completely different demographic. You maybe have younger people there, millennials that are interested maybe in like a Beyonce, a Rihanna, Katy Perry, or a Taylor Swift. So if you are marketing some type of product, maybe some type of beauty product, and you want to make sure that you are targeting people that are interested in brands and celebrities or anything that you feel might be any type of connection with your product, you drill down into the interest. So you want to make sure that again, if Facebook is happy with your ads and their ads are relevant to the people that are seeing it, you're going to get a ton of traffic. And that's what this is about. We want to make sure that we're getting traffic to our websites. But the key is the only way that you're going to get traffic to your website is if your ad is relevant to the people that see your ads. So this is why it's good to understand the importance of the ideal client and the customers, so that when you create the ads, again, you want to drill down into their interests, their demographics, their location, so it makes it a lot more highly targeted. You also want to drill down to their behavior. Now, Facebook has partnered with companies like Exion, Epsilon, and Datalogix to really get more granular information about the people's activities outside of Facebook. So this is kind of scary for people. They're thinking, "Wow, how does Facebook know that I was just trying to purchase maybe a Honda Accord just 2 weeks ago?" All the information is tracked. We all know this. You are being tracked with everything you do. You visit a website, a cookie is dropped on your page. They know all your browsing activities. They know when you download an app. Information is being uploaded when you apply for a loan. They know when you're shopping for a home. So they understand your behavior, because Facebook is not collecting it, but they're working with other companies that do. They know your credit score. All this information is in Facebook. They don't necessarily show it, so they can see, like, okay, if this person gives to charities, he does a lot of shopping online. They know your financial spending habits. They know your mobile habits. They know what type of mobile devices you have. Again, if you are advertising and you want to advertise to maybe iPhone users versus Android, it's a different type of customer. You want to target maybe someone that's buying an Accord versus someone that may be buying a Mercedes Benz. It's a different type of habit. So again, you get to understand that person. And Facebook gives you that amazing ability to do that. So when it now comes time to actually target your audience, and you've filled out all that information, you might see this screen here, and you're going to see the screen here in Facebook, and it's going to show you your potential reach. And I found that when it comes time to promoting my content, I get a cheaper ad spend when I target anything between 100,000, 10,000 to 100K. Actually, versus when I do smaller audiences. Sometimes sometimes it could be so granular. You got like 3,000 people. Facebook will actually urge you to maybe target a higher audience. Well, they'll let you do it, but they will charge you more. I think it's because of the algorithm, the way it's set up. They say, okay, just like anything, because this is so highly targeted, we want to make sure we get a premium on this, because this person knows exactly what they're doing. So we're going to charge them a little more just for being so specific. So, you want to play in the middle so that it's highly targeted, but just a good amount. And Facebook will give you that measure right here, whether it's broad or specific. So I found that really between 10K to 500K is good. When you start getting into millions of people, it may not necessarily be a good idea for you to do that, because you're going to spend a lot of money. It may be really broad for you to do that. So really, understand your audience. That's the moral of this topic, is really understand and know your audience, right? So yes, it can be tedious, but the more you know about your target audience, the cheaper your ad spend and the higher your conversions are going to be. So now when it comes to monitoring your ads, I want to get into this practice when we are running advertisement for our clients. This is the process, ad seasoning process flow. So what do I mean by that? I mean, okay, now the ad is running. We got it up. We got it set up. It's approved by Facebook. We're happy about this. So what you need to do is actually monitor your ads. So you want to make sure that it's doing well, so you don't spend too much money, or figure out if it's actually a good ad or a bad one that you should, probably kill. Because sometimes you can post an ad up, and the next thing you know, it's approved. You're happy. You're like, okay, well, I'm gonna not look at this. I got this thing running for 7 days. You come back, you set it for $200, and next thing you know, Facebook ran through your money because they were charging you $2 per click, and you weren't paying attention. So definitely, you want to make sure that you are checking your CPC. Really, I mean, it depends on obviously what type of ad you're doing. But let's say for this scenario, you want to make sure that you are coming back into your ad once it's approved, maybe every few hours, to check the cost per click. If it's a low cost per click, you want to make sure that it has, okay, good. Are we getting leads? Are the people coming over to our website? Are they on the landing page? Are we collecting 50 leads? Good. Now, is that so? Yeah, so we're getting web conversions. Don't touch it if it has less than 50 leads. Maybe it's not necessarily performing well. So you want to make sure that the conversion costs are low. So let's say you are getting the 50 leads. Now, okay, good. We got 50 leads over at the website. How much is it costing me per lead? And this is, one thing you need to keep in mind of your customer lifetime value. So let's say sometimes you might be willing to pay that $2. Let's say you have a product or something that you're selling, and it costs $100. And every time that person comes to your website, it costs you $2. Okay, so that $2 may not be bad, because you know that you're going to make $98 on this deal. So that might be a good thing. But if you can get it down to 15 cents a click, and they're converting at 30%, okay, that's a good thing. So you want to take a look at that, make sure that your conversions are low. So if the conversions are not low, let's say that you only have a product, you're just downloading the app, or you want people to download a free ebook, but you don't have anything in the back end to really monetize that. So you're just driving traffic to your site, but you're spending $1 per click. You may want to kill that ad. So it just really depends on what your offer is, and what the conversion rates, and how much you're making on the back end. Here's the split test equation. So again, when you're running your ads, you want to make sure that you check your cost and reach. So you want to make sure don't do anything until it reaches about 1,500 people. So don't make any decisions. They start showing your ad. Okay, good. Now it's reached 500 people. Now you can start to evaluate, like, are the conversion costs low? Okay, if it didn't reach 500 people, don't do anything yet. Just keep checking it, right? The next thing you want to do is, okay, so good. We keep the ad, the conversion cost is low. The relevancy score. So this is one thing I've been talking about. Is the ad relevant? So in Facebook, you can see that there is a score. After it's been running for a while, they'll show you they have a scale of between 1 and 10. If it's less than 6, you don't want to continue to run that ad. That means it's not really relevant to your audience. You might want to go back and fine tune your targeting a little bit. If it's over 6 and closer to 10, like a 7 or 8, that means, wow, this ad is something that people are interested in. It makes sense for them. They know why they're seeing the ad. If they don't know why they're seeing the ad, they may flag that ad, and you won't know that they told Facebook that they don't want to see that ad, and Facebook is going to start to charge you more money. So run that ad for one more day, and so again, you want to keep, and this is about split testing. So you might do 2 ads and see which one is performing better. Like I said, you have the English, you have the Spanish ad. You might have one in Hindi. You might have one that's more targeted towards male or female, or even a different location. So you could do split tests. You create an ad set and then break your ads into different campaigns. Let's say once you flight one ad, you can actually, they ask you, oh, do you want to create another ad? So an easy way to do that is create one ad and then take the opportunity when Facebook asks you if you want to create another one, create a new ad from that and just make some modifications to it in terms of the targeting. And then you kind of run through this test to see if it makes sense. Is it relevant? Are they converting low? And if they're not, you kill the ad. If not, if they are converting at a cheap rate, you keep it. Right? So that's a quick way to do that. Your lead conversion strategies. So again, once people are going to your website, once they click on the ad, where are they going? Are you capturing their emails? And how do you convert those leads into sales? I'm not going to dive too much into this. We don't have too much time. But your landing page. Here's some quick tips for creating a better landing page. So you want to make sure that you have all these critical aspects on your landing page. You want to remove any type of distraction. So sometimes, depending on your website, if it's just a quick landing page, a quick giveaway, you want to take out that main navigation, like the home button or more information or about, because really when you're trying to drive cold traffic, those things are just distractions. So you want to make sure that your landing page is also aligned and corresponds with your call to action. So when they came over from Facebook and they saw your ad, when they come over now, does it look the same? Because if it's different, it's completely different. They're seeing something completely different. Facebook doesn't like that, and the person that the lead that you're trying to get is gonna, they're not gonna trust it because they said, oh wait, when I was on Facebook, I saw something else. Now they're showing me something completely different. They're gonna bounce off of the page because I don't know what this is. It might be a scam. So remember, less is more. You don't want to put too much information on the page. The key at that moment is really just to capture that person's information so you can continue to market to them. And remember, emphasize on the value of your offering. Encourage social sharing. Put buttons on the site, maybe 1 or 2 to kind of share that. And maybe after someone opts in and you give them, they opt into your offer, and maybe give them a nice thank you page with maybe even another incentive for them to even share the page. So what we do with our clients, somebody might see an offer on Facebook to get 50% off a cleaning on their teeth. When they come over, we say, okay, good. So now you can sign up, get this, make an appointment today. And guess what? On the thank you page, we'll say, if you make an appointment today and you call right now, we'll give you an extra 20% off. And and here's a button to share with your family and friends. So those type of incentives are really good. So, and only ask for the information that you really need. If you want somebody to download the app, you don't necessarily need, their name and their email address, the first name, the last name, email address, phone number, their address. You don't want all that information. People feel like, okay, wait, I'm giving up too information. They already tracking me, and I don't even know how I got here. But that's too much information. They'll bounce off the page. So if you need just the first name, email address, boom, you're done. That's it. All right. So some quick tools, to help you with your landing pages. If you are people out there that don't necessarily know how to make websites, I use tools like Leadpages and ClickFunnels that are really good to create sales funnels and really put up, quick landing pages really quickly. So you can check those 2 out. Really amazing tools. So again, let's say 30% of your traffic converted, but the other 70% bounced off of the page. 30% is not too bad. Let's say you drove 2,000 people to your page. You got 30%. That's fantastic, right? So good. You got 600 people there. But what about the other 70% that actually visited the website? Well, now we can jump into retargeting really quickly. So, what is retargeting? Is also known as remarketing. Is a form of online advertising that helps keep your brand in front of traffic that actually has gone to your website and it's bounced off the page. So, for websites, only about 2% of the web traffic converts on the first time. In my example, we said 30, but on average, about 2%. So now, what if you can get back to that 98% of the people that actually bounce off the page? Is actually cheaper than the first time you actually marketed or tried to promote something to them. So this is how Facebook does retargeting. Facebook allows you to do things like target your ads to people who have visited your website. They allow you to target people who have visited your opt-in page, but they didn't opt in. So again, they saw your ad, they went to your page, they didn't opt in. But now, if you can continue to market to them, you don't have to do anything else. This is a great way to pick up, some quick wins there. So they also allow you to, uh, target people who have visited your sales page but they didn't buy. They find Facebook users who target people that are similar. You can target people that are similar to your target audience. So there are a whole host of opportunities here where you got the website visitor, your website, they leave, they continue to see your ad on Facebook and different places around the web. So that's a great way to continue to market to people. And so, how do you create the retargeting ads? Again, you go into the ad manager, you create a custom audience here, almost the same flow. But then when you get to the select the custom audience from your website, you select that option, you accept Facebook's terms and conditions. They kind of walk you through a process to create a pixel, and you drop that into the header, and you drop this little script into the header of your website if you're using maybe using WordPress or some other type of tool. If you're not a developer, you can get your developer to do it. Just copy that script, put that code into your website or whatever, wherever you're driving your traffic, and then when people visit your site, that cookie is going to be dropped on that person's, machine, and they'll know that they visited the site, so they continue to remarket to them. So after that, you're done, and that's about it. So thank you. It's a quick overview of how you can utilize Facebook for driving traffic, and how to actually think about it to target your audience more effectively.